I don't care if I die. I can't have her inside me.
If you hear our voices, that means it's time for It's This Meets That podcast. We watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
This movie is so terrible.
I hate it so much.
Oh my God.
Truly the worst.
Oh, this might be the worst.
It's up there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, we're back.
We're back. That's right.
Full breakdown of The Host 2013, not to be confused with all the other hosts, which are much better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I can't speak for all those.
I mean,
there's so many.
They've got to be better than this.
That's fair. You're right. Sorry, they're all better.
Man. Okay. Yeah. Do you what's this one about?
Well, let me tell you. Again, at least I appreciate a coherent sentence. When an unseen enemy threatens mankind by taking over their bodies and erasing their memories, Melanie Strider risks everything to protect the people she cares about.
No, she doesn't.
I don't think she risks much of anything. Really.
I don't think she does.
No,
she's just a voice in someone's head.
Yeah, like there are no consequences for any of the things that she does.
For anything in this movie, there's nothing. Yeah, nothing.
And Melanie's barely in the movie. Also, like yes. The movie's about Wanderer.
Yes.
White. Oh my! We'll get to it.
Yeah,
I'm so mad already.
Seething with anger right now.
Yeah, I forgot how mad I was.
Like we usually do. What a celery. This movie is definitely a celery movie. It's just there's nothing to it. It's just why.
Yeah. But also with no nutrition benefits at all. Like just like celery.
So how do we do with our prognostications? I was
not great.
No. I think our prognostications were way more interesting.
Yeah, I'd watch that movie 5 times over.
I think we went with the glowy light show thing was going to be like some type of important thing to the movie. It really wasn't at all.
Oh, well, that's arguable. I mean,
kind of, I guess. I mean, it ships the souls back or whatever.
It's not important in terms of it being in the movie, but it is like important in that it is one of the things that is critical at the end.
Yeah, I kind of get it. Yeah.
But it's in the movie for 2 seconds.
2 seconds. And doesn't have the payoff that you hoped it would.
No. Also not correct that the Seeker is not the hero of the movie. I wasn't rooting for her either.
Nope.
I was rooting for, I don't know.
A time. I was rooting for time to just get me through this.
Yeah.
I was rooting for 2 hours to pass.
Yeah. I was rooting for winding up in one of those rocks and like transported across the galaxy for hundreds of years. So I didn't have to think about this anymore. Oh, by the time I get there, there's everyone who's responsible for this movie and their grandchildren will be dead. Thank God. Listeners, that's a sneak preview into some of the points of this movie.
Oh man. All right, well, we'll do so quick info about this one. So this is written for the screen and directed by Andrew Niccol, who has done some like reasonably good stuff. Like
some great movies. Yeah.
The Terminal, which I never saw, Truman Show, Gattaca, Lord of War, one of your favorites.
One of my favorites. Yep.
Written and directed those, and then he's got this stinker that just came out of nowhere.
You hate to see it.
And
then slowed right down afterwards, and so you're like, oh well.
Yeah, he was writing wise, he was pretty hot on it from 97 to 2005, and then took this 6-year break, and then I don't know these other movies, but I think
when the bad started. Yeah,
that's when the bad starts. So don't take a break. Stick with it.
That's right. Just keep plowing through. He probably like worked with Jared Leto on Lord of War and was like, I need a break from actors. I cannot work with that guy again.
Never again. Too method.
And between Jared Leto and Nick Cage, just the cast of Lord of War is like, and probably the most difficult people to work with.
100%. Oh my God. So he wrote this book by Stephenie Meyer, Enemy of the Pod,
Stephenie Meyer.
I spelt her name wrong, even though she spells her own name wrong.
Fuck her, I don't care.
Yeah, you don't put an E in there. Come on, Stephenie.
Wait, is that really how her name's spelled?
Yeah.
All right, I get gripes with this.
Yeah.
Listeners, if you spell Stephenie that way, don't tell us because we'll respect you less.
with an E? Grow up. All right, who's in this this shit show? So we got Saoirse Ronan. She plays Wanda slash the Wanda. By the way, come on.
Oh my god, I'm so mad. Still, I wrote it here because I filled out the quick info this time. I know.
Let's get through this because
fuck.
She plays our hero, Wanda slash Melanie Strider. Max Irons plays Jared Howe, and
also not a hero.
Not a hero. Jake
cool name
Abel.
though.
Yeah,
unlike
Max Irons. Yeah, that's a good
do we
one.
know if Max Irons is problematic like that other guy with the cool name?
Oh, I don't know.
Army Hammer. Enemy of the pod, Army Hammer.
Like he's eating people or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, what is that guy doing? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Just don't eat people.
Yeah,
or
Max
whatever it
Irons
is you're doing.
Stay cool.
Stay cool. Jake Abel plays Ian O'Shea. Why do they have last names? These are so stupid.
No. Well, they all have last names except Jeb.
Then there's Diane Kruger plays the Seeker slash Lacey, who we thought was the hero of the story. William Hurt, R.I.P. Hurt, plays Jeb,
Friend of the pod.
Old ex-dead friend of the pod. Old Uncle Jeb. Chandler Canterbury plays Jamie. Yep, I added this one because this is kind of important. Boyd Holbrook plays Kyle. You remember Boyd Holbrook from Logan?
Nope.
No, you saw Logan, right?
Yep.
Okay.
He's in that?
Yes. He's the guy with the robotic arm who's chasing Logan.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to be in the new Indiana Jones movie, too. I like Boyd Holbrook.
I don't know anything about him.
Marcus Lyle Brown plays Healer Fords. I don't know who that is.
He's like the main one. I think the one in the beginning with like the stupid lines and like.
Okay. Emily Browning, who's in it for all of 2 minutes, plays Wanda at the very end.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know why I threw her on here. I was just like, well, she's in it. And in a name that someone might recognize. Like listeners, half of the list of actors is for SEO. So
yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a little
Emily Browning's in stuff.
Yeah. That's a little behind the scenes. And then was that Shannon Wagonman plays Cave Dweller. Well done. Good pick. Good pull.
Thanks.
All right.
There's also like 6 other people credited as Cave Dweller, by the way.
Maybe someday we'll be caved. We should be extras on movies.
I would love that.
That would be great. If anyone wants an extra, let us know. All right, let's get into numbers. So, thank God, worldwide, this movie made too much. 64 million, huh?
Yeah,
or
surprising amount.
51. Domestic 26 million, international 37 million. Another 11 million on the video. The whole home sales there.
Yeah, like not wildly profitable, but like a somewhat profitable movie, which is messed up. Like it made 20,000 or so fanatics. Plenty.
Yeah. You're doing all right.
Yeah.
On a budget of 40 million. Thank God. If this was like $100 million movie, I would have flipped the table over.
40 million's too much.
They were just hanging out in a desert and had a couple silver cars.
Good. Yeah.
No. And a bunch of free German cars they got, Mercedes, Volkswagen, and Volvos.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you how they saved a bunch of money in a couple minutes.
Oh boy, can't wait. So Rotten Tomatoes, 10% critical score, 50% audience.
Somehow. Like statistically, half of our audience likes this movie.
Oh my God, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I like to think the ITMT listeners have good taste.
Yes.
I don't know you personally.
If they're listening to us, they've got great taste.
That's right.
All right, you want to fast fact me there, Poppy?
Got that. Yep. I will.
You pulled these, so
I know.
You get to do this.
They're long for some reason. Like whoever.
There's so many words.
I think it was somebody on definitely like somebody who's doing craft services on the movie is like the one who wrote all these. For starters here, Saoirse Ronan nominated for a Teen Choice Award for her performance somehow.
What?
Yep. Under choice movie actress, sci-fi fantasy, but lost to Kristen Stewart.
What?
For the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2. Like Stephenie Meyer is like crushing the Teen Choice Awards.
Yeah. And this just further kind of proves our point that kids are stupid.
Kids are idiots. Yes.
Idiots.
That's right.
Teenagers in particular, you're stupid.
Yep. Incredible.
Yeah, keep
And
listening.
Breaking Down Part 2 is one that we did, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, you can go
That's
listen to
how
that
you know
one.
it's good.
Yep.
Uh, the next couple are more goofs, but I didn't really want to call them out later, so we can just hopefully breeze through. So when remember when at the beginning of the movie, Melanie is in Wanderer's head here, and she's like, "Only walk on the rocks, so that way you don't leave any tracks." First things first, she's wearing like high heels.
Yeah,
and you're like, "How are you going to step on the rock?"
It was the stupidest thing. I was like, what?
Yeah, and then later in the movie, the cave dweller crew proceed to drive 7.5-ton Mercedes trucks in and out of with reckless abandon. No one is tracking the footprints in the dirt.
No, this movie, there's two moments where they actually say how this story shouldn't, like, this movie should be over. Like, just
immediately.
Just don't attack the truck. Just follow it back to the cave.
Yep, and done.
And I think one of the alien guys is just like, just let him die out in the desert.
Yes, he does say that explicitly. He's like, the movie's over.
The movie's over. Just let him die.
There's not that many of them. They'll die.
Oh my God. All right.
It's awesome. So speaking of the desert scene, so from the trailer, listeners, we griped about this a bit. When she's found in the desert, she's like, her face and body are mangled. Like she's like covered in horrible sunburns, like second-degree burns on her face. Yeah. And then as soon as she gets to the cave, she's like totally fine.
Yeah.
Like, to have a little consistency for me. There are a lot of goofs in this movie.
So many.
Throughout. Like, there's lots of times you can see the crew. Like,
oh my God.
It's horrible. So, speaking of the crew on this movie, it's like the aliens all wear completely white clothing. Everything's white and chrome because it's the future.
That's if aliens come visit, they're wearing white and chrome. That's it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so apparently, like, the costume designers and the makeup crew had to like clean them constantly.
Oh,
because it's filmed in the desert. Like,
the desert.
They're just covered in dirt the whole time, but their suits are always pristine. Just imagine the laundry they're doing.
Oh my God.
And this one I didn't even write down because it's not super, it's pretty quick. But speaking of saving money, how it didn't blow up way past 40 million. So apparently the contact lenses that they had the actors wear to do the alien, the glowy thing, it's contact lenses. That's not digital.
Oh, okay.
Which apparently is a nightmare. Like Saoirse Ronan, I was reading an interview with her. They're like super heavy. She's like, it's running lead in your eyes, basically. And apparently you can only see through like a tiny blurry pinhole in the middle of those contacts.
Oh man. Yeah.
So she's like, if I'm looking like confused or uptight on the screen, it's because I can't see what's going on. And apparently if she didn't wear the contact lenses, they just told her this, like, to get her to wear them. But they said to digitally add that in, it would be $500,000 for every minute on screen that they had to edit.
Stop it! Shut up! Give me the movie. I'll put it. I'll put it in. I'll put blue eyes on people. Like, that's not.
Can't be that hard.
Yeah, come on, please. Jesus,
hilarious. Also in that interview, quick aside fast fact. Oof. Apparently Max Irons, cool name,
great name,
smokes cigarettes like a fiend. And
what?
She's like, they're asking her, they're like, oh, like, wasn't it fun that like you get to like kiss boys all the time in this movie? And she's like, no, it's not like that. And Max Irons stinks. She's like, you just like rip 5 cigarettes between takes and then like expect me to kiss him after.
Max Irons, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Max Irons,
make it funny.
Max Irons ripping butts. What are you doing, dude? Grow up.
Kids, don't smoke out there. Don't smoke. It's going to be gross when you have to kiss somebody in a movie.
Yeah. If you got a cool name, you don't need to smoke to be cool. You just got a cool name.
Right. Your name's Max Irons.
Like, what else do you need?
Plenty.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Back into the prearranged fast facts here.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, this one's kind of cool. From the trailer again, when she jumps out the window and falls a bunch of stories and like creates a tiny cement crater and she lands and just somehow doesn't die.
Yes. Where every bone possible is not broken or whatever the line is.
Every bone is broken. Barely not a bone broken. Barely not a bone unbroken.
Yes. Barely not a bone broken. What?
That's Healer Ford's, by the way.
Oh, God damn you, Healer Ford's.
So at the beginning of the end credits, when the camera like zooms out, because the whole credits is a bunch of space shots.
Mm.
Apparently, there's like a large crater in Earth that's exactly the same, like the imprint that she made when she smashed into the ground that one time.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, kind of fun.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll give you that.
So Saoirse Ronan cannot do accents. Her regular American accent, not the worst. When she's doing the Southern accent for Melanie, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And like so inconsistent. It took me half an hour of the movie to pick up that she was even doing a Southern accent. And Thais is the one who mentioned it. Thais is like, oh, her Southern accent's not good. And I was like, wait, what Southern accent? And she's like, no, like there's a word or two here and there that she says with a Southern accent.
I didn't even pick up on that. I know. Oh my God. Yeah, because she's from Louisiana, right?
Right. But I guess she modeled the Wanderer voice, which is like her plain American accent, after Jane Fonda somehow.
Yeah.
I was like, trying to do a Jane Fonda impression. Didn't come through.
Not buying it.
Another one that we got here for a dead guy. Apparently, it got widely reported that this was the last movie that Roger Ebert reviewed before his death. It's not.
Poor guy. Oh, okay.
It's the second to last. Thank God.
Oof, Jesus. What a way to go out, huh?
Yeah. It's the last one that was
thumbs down.
2 thumbs down. It's the last one that was published before his death, but not the last review that he wrote. That was To the Wonder.
Oh, okay.
Didn't see it. This one's a little fun Stephenie Meyer crossover. Okay. Emily Browning, who's in the movie for 2 seconds at the end, with The Wanderer's new body, apparently it was Stephenie Meyer's original choice for Bella Swan.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Browning, like a dummy, said no.
What are you doing?
I know. It's like Kristen Stewart really lucked into that one.
Big time.
Incredible.
She must be like, ugh, I'm a dummy.
Right. Instead, I'll be in this one. I'll be in the host for 2 seconds.
What a mess. What a mess.
Also in the book, apparently, this because this is based on a book, Stephenie Meyer, as we've talked about many times already.
Yep. Enemy of the Body.
I guess in the book, the character of Melanie is, which we'll get to in a second, is half Latina on her mother's side. And so they like, everyone was immediately, they're like, Saoirse Ronan? Like, the least Latino looking person of all time. Like, why would you do that? So unnecessary. And then they did the same thing with the Seeker. But she was supposed to be like, she looked like short and like kind of round and sweet looking and super dark hair. And she's like tall, blonde, and like angry.
Yeah.
Just like bad casting.
That's Hollywood casting right there is what that is. Oy.
Right. And then like an incontinuity thing. So speaking of the way that they made her look, at the end, when they release Lacey from the control of the Seeker there, that particular soul, we like get the impression that like Lacey's been a prisoner in the body the whole time. And it's like whatever else. But also, as we are led through the entire movie, like all of their like emotions and feelings and stuff come from the original, like the host person.
The body that you're...
Lacey must have been faking being a nice person.
Yeah, because
like,
she's a nightmare.
Right. Apparently she's a huge dirtbag. Like, fascinating. And the last one is just one because I had to do one to make us angry.
Yeah.
And I left off a lot of the ones that would make us angry.
Oh, God.
So Stephenie Meyer apparently is a big fan of Gattaca and The Truman Show. And Andrew Niccol wrote and or directed both of those.
Okay. All right.
So pretty fun.
Yeah.
There were a lot of like, Stephenie Meyer once worked with this other person who was in this other movie and that's semi-related to this one, and they thought about casting them in this one. So
if you out there put stuff on IMDb, just think about it before you do it.
Just think. I think that goes for almost everything you do in life.
Just think, right? Just think.
Follow it through to the end.
But think.
Is someone going to be mad? Don't do it.
Don't do it. It's a good safety tip, maybe. Yeah. You want to Hollywood pitch me, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Right. I'll let you go. Do this.
All right. I phoned it in a little bit today. I picked a couple of the easier ones.
A little bit.
Excited to see yours. So, have you seen the movie Village of the Damned?
I have not.
Okay. It's obviously Village of the Damned meets Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which we talked about very briefly, not Revenge of the Fallen specifically, but how it looked like a Transformers movie.
Yes, yeah.
So Village of the Damned, I think it's like, I don't know when the original came out. It's like 1960 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then this is I'm specifically talking about the remake.
Remake, of course.
95, which was the last movie Christopher Reeve did before he was paralyzed.
Ooh.
and
Horsies.
has like weirdly has Kirstie Alley in it. Rest in hell.
Okay.
And not enemy of the pod, Mark Hamill.
Really?
Weirdly, yeah. It's like a weird cast.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
And the tagline is "Beware the children," which I think is funny.
That's pretty because they're stupid.
Yeah, because kids are fucking stupid. So a few crossovers here. One, it's about an alien invasion. Both movies are about alien invasions, but like kind of like sneaky alien invasions where
Yeah.
using human bodies to do a lot of things. So in the Village of the Damned, actually, they do the same glowy eye thing. That's like that denotes
this is an alien.
This is an alien human.
Yep.
So that's an easy one.
This body's taken.
Yeah. In Village of the Damned, it's basically the premise is the aliens like come to Earth and impregnate some women, like a bunch of women at the same time in like various cities all around the world, kind of thing. And they give birth to these kids that are weird and have psychic powers and whatever else. Speaking of psychic powers, one of the things they do a bunch in Village of the Damned is like the kids like basically force people to commit suicide. Which happens a million times in this movie.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, God, we can't get taken over. Guess we'll just kill ourselves.
Guess we'll just
maddening. Like the immediate solution in this movie, they're all just like, well, guess I'll kill myself.
Guess it's over.
So frustrating.
Let me drive into this well-placed concrete block in the middle of the desert.
Yep.
Anyways.
And then the other big connection that I had, so in specifically for the remake and different than the 1960, I guess I looked up the 1961 earlier, was in the 1961 they successfully kill the kids at the end. Spoilers, by the way, for Village of the Damned. Yeah. I mean, we're John Carpenter fans. I think we can speak for both of us on that.
Absolutely, 100%.
He did the remake. So, like, you might see this movie, so I'm sorry for spoiling it.
Yeah.
But at the end of Village of the Damned, the remake, one of the kids who's like the most human-like can experience emotions like people and whatever else.
Yeah.
Like in this movie, where it's like one kind of turns into a little bit of too much of a human. Escapes. And like kind of goes off into the world with a human, teams up with their mother or whatever. Yeah.
Just like this movie. Like
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Go somewhere where no one knows where we are. Now meets Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which I think is that's the second one. Second one. Yeah. So one, there's a lot of desert.
Lots of desert. Yep.
Two, the aliens are peaceful, and it's like very clearly spelled out. So like in Revenge of the Fallen, they go back and do a bunch of Transformers backstory.
Yep. Give us some lore.
Yeah, which they then did in every sequel, I think, after that. They like have the opening of scene is like
Autobots, and this is where we built the toys.
Yeah. So this is 17,000 BC is when Revenge of the Fallen starts, and basically they're like explaining how the aliens harvest energy from the sun, and they like have a code to like not harvest energy from suns that have populated worlds or whatever. Trying to coexist peacefully with other people in the universe, just like the aliens in this movie, which are apparently called souls, which is stupid.
Did quick note there, did the Transformers say 17,000 BC? Like they're aliens. Do they believe in Christ? Do they even think of calendars? Okay.
That's right.
He's all knowing, right? He's all being.
Yeah, I think that's probably related to Michael Bay, but I don't know. I'm just assuming Michael Bay is not thinking about anything.
No, he's just thinking about what can I blow up next?
What explosions can I do, and what is my car budget?
Okay, all right. Sorry.
So that's another big thing that they have in common. Lots of like every vehicle chase for some reason.
Oh man.
Oh, it's cars and planes and trains and motorcycles and helicopters and. The only thing we didn't have in this movie is boats.
We're in a desert, right? So that makes sense. Yeah.
So a lot of unnecessary vehicles and vehicle chases.
Yep.
And I think that's basically it. Like there's like some sacrifice at the end where like Optimus Prime is like trying to sacrifice himself kind of, and like Sam Shia LaBeouf kind of sacrificed himself.
Yes, beef. Yep.
To save Optimus Prime and like well, yada yada yada. Just like in this movie where she is trying to sacrifice herself to like allow the humans to thrive, and then they're like, no wait, just kidding, don't sacrifice yourself. stupid.
There's
Both movies are stupid.
There's so much conflicting methodologies in this movie.
Yes. Yeah. So that's what I got.
All right, man. That's
Not
good.
bad, right?
No. You pulled that rabbit out of the hat there.
Thanks.
You pulled the hat out of the rabbit there.
Yeah. What do you got for me?
All right. I'm going. It's The Kissing Booth meets Terminator Salvation.
Okay. I did not see Terminator Salvation.
Okay. Yeah. Don't.
Good tip.
Don't. You've already won because you haven't seen it.
Thank God.
Continue to not see it.
Okay.
So The Kissing Booth. I'm going Kissing Booth because kind of got like a little bit of a love triangle thing going on here.
I believe it's a love square.
I think you're right. Love is square, right? Melanie Strider here. She's just kissing all the boys in the booth.
That's right.
In the cave. I'm sorry. It's a kissing cave, basically.
The kissing cave.
There's literally an entire scene of her just kissing two guys and
Right.
them talking about kissing her.
And Max Irons ripping butts in between.
Yeah, he's like, all right, come on in. Let's do this.
I hope he sounds like that.
That'd be kind of. He's like, okay. Oh, hey, Melanie. Meets. So that's it for Kissing Booth. I don't think there's anything else, right? I mean, yeah. Okay.
There are a few like stupid montages in this movie too.
Yeah. There's some stupid montages. Yep. That's got water because they're on the coast in California. It's close to a desert. Okay.
Yeah.
Terminator Salvation. Now I'm taking two angles in this one. This one takes place in the future, I believe, with Christian Bale and friend of the pod now, Sam Worthington.
Jared Leto. Oh,
He was in The Titan.
wasn't Sam Worthington in something else we did too? Like shortly after that.
Maybe.
Yeah,
He's on Pandora too. He's in the
Right.
Avatar movies and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
he might have
let
been.
us know.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know what we did.
Mhm.
That one, Future, takes place desert kind of landscape.
Okay.
There's also a resistance. John Connor
Resistance.
leading the resistance against the Terminators that want to just kind of
That's right.
kill the humans and make the world a better place.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And that's it. Yeah, I don't remember the rest of that movie, so I'm trying to block it out.
Smart. Good.
Yeah, we're going for the short and sweet there. So yeah, Kissing Booth meets Terminator Salvation. There you
Love it.
go.
Yeah, listeners, we're going to make this a short one because we both hate it so much, but like, just so you have context, and I do this every now and then, notes wise, Russ took 6 pages of notes and I took 18 pages of notes.
3x notes here.
That's what we're working with today.
I was a little slow on this one. This movie is feckin' boring, as they would say in Ireland.
That's right. That's Saoirse Ronan would say, probably.
It's feckin' boring.
And also, before we get into the movie, as we record this, big happy birthday to my buddy Russ.
Thanks, bud.
Listeners, send us a happy birthday for Russ, like a weird e-card or something. Maybe.
Yeah, send me a card. Someone actually wrote a birthday speech for me yesterday using AI, and it was fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's the best.
Yeah, they did like I just put in Irish, funny and good person, and it came out with this thing basically talking about how drunk I was all the time. It's like AI.
I mean, nailed it.
Not wrong.
Computers are so smart, dude.
The smartest. Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks, man.
Great.
Yeah. Should we get into this movie?
If we have to.
Well,
and I know we do.
Yeah, we do. Okay. All right. Yeah. It opens up with the open road, which, by the way, open road is legit.
I looked it up too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird. Well, is it legit?
Well,
it's like
legit website, but the movies they make are not good.
Yeah. Right. And did you see who is responsible for Open Road?
Is it Gerard Butler?
No, that'd be pretty funny.
I went to their website and like for the first movie they had was like Kandahar or something like that, and Gerard Butler's, and I'm like, why? But
yeah, no, they're bankrupt as shit now. They're not a real company anymore. But at the time, speaking of bankrupt,
their website still runs.
That's right.
Who's paying that bill?
Some weird equity firm or whatever, because it was originally movie studio started by AMC and Regal teamed up to make a studio for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
What a okay. All right.
I don't understand it. And then
all right.
As we know, movie theaters are really good at running businesses. And so there's a few private equity firm acquisitions in there and bankruptcies. And here we are now, not making movies anymore.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Good pull. Good find.
Thanks.
So yeah, open road, and then we kick off with some voiceover. William Hurt, rest in peace, ex-dead friend of the pod. And he's basically just giving us kind of fill us in about the aliens that have come and invaded.
Yeah.
And it's just like
the first 20 minutes of this movie are the trailer, more or less. More than that, probably 40 minutes of the movie.
But this is but his speech here though, like this is one of the many moments where this movie is like doesn't need to exist, because he's like, the world is perfect, there's nothing's bad. And I'm like, wrap it up.
Sick.
All right. Like,
it sounds like the aliens are good.
It sounds like they're doing good for us. So why are we resisting this?
Like, no more hunger, no more violence. The environment is healed. Everyone's courteous and kind and honest.
Like,
you're like, that sounds amazing.
It sounds like what we were trying to strive for, right?
Right. And then they're like, but it's no longer our world, so that's why it stinks. Like, people aren't in charge. Fuck people.
Get over yourself. Like,
they're doing a much better job.
Yes. And then some survived. So yeah. Okay.
Right. Terminator. This is how we get Terminator.
Yeah, this is and then we get like a bunch of trailer stuff here, right? You're gonna have to fill in a lot of, because I just,
again, 6 versus 18 pages.
You fill in stuff because I'm gonna miss a lot here.
Yeah, it's the scene from the trailer when she's like in the house that I assume was going to be a focal point scene of the movie. It's not. It's not. The first 2 seconds.
It literally lasts 2 seconds.
She's in that whatever Louisiana house and runs away and jumps through at the window and smashes her body on the ground.
Mangled.
And they're like, and then the aliens just like pick her up.
Yeah.
Which you're like, I get that they have advanced healing technology and whatever else, but they don't use any of it before they just pick her up. And you're like, listeners, ITMT safety tip 97, I believe. If you have a
mangled friend,
catastrophically mangled friend that has fallen out a window, don't just pick her up. Wait for professionals.
That's a pretty long safety tip, but there's some good safety.
It's worth it.
It's worth. Oh my god! So
she's got all kinds of back wounds and whatever else.
Yeah, she's just like destroyed. And then this is all stuff from the trailer. We get the hospital scene. Barely a bone not broken. That line still is haunting me to this day. Why would you?
Thais got it.
What's that?
Thais, again, this I don't think I wrote it down. Thais walked out. This is a classic Thais walkout.
Yeah.
Partway through.
That's
she
a
has
review.
that luxury. Yeah.
That's a review.
Mm-hmm.
I walked out.
But she understood the line. I was like, wait, go back. Because Thais was laughing. She's like, like, how is she fine now? Like in the thing. And I was like, oh no, you probably heard like barely a bone broken. It's the opposite. It's barely. And I was like trying to like mansplain it to her. No, you probably misheard it. She's like, no, I got it. Like all of her bones are broken. I was like, God damn it.
Are we stupid? We're stupid.
We're stupid. Yeah.
Damn it. We've become self-aware.
Barely.
We're too stupid to be self-aware.
That's right.
Fuck. Barely a bone not broken.
Apparently it's understandable for some people.
I don't, that doesn't make any sense.
Smarter than us.
We get a quick shot of like the laser show stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like real quick.
So quick.
It's like,
and they don't explain any of it. That's like, I'm imagining in the book version of this, it's probably like a fine book because they're probably doing plenty of exposition about.
Oh yeah. Pages about
aliens and
but all the lore and stuff like this. And like, we don't need it. Nix it.
We don't need it. Like they don't explain the aliens are called souls. Like that's a word that we already have.
Yeah.
So they just say it in the movie all the time.
So she, it's all from the trailer, right? She gets insta healed, right? And they put the glowy thing in her neck there. It hit me later on. The glowy thing that is the soul, right? The alien.
Yeah.
It just looks like a glowy house centipede. You ever seen a house centipede before?
That's exactly what me and Thais said too.
Yeah. So. Yeah, go bango.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, those things are terrifying.
They got big ones down in Brazil too.
Oh my god. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll stay here.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, they give her a name. She's like, "What are you going to call yourself?" And they're like, "Oh, all right, your name is Wanderer."
Call me Wanderer. Yeah. I've lived lives on many worlds. Okay. Cool. I love how that scene ends because the seeker here is like, when will she be able to walk? And the doctor's like, not now, obviously. Like, she just fell out a fucking window. I said barely a bone unbroken, not unbroken.
Barely a bone not broken. Did you
not understand that?
No, I didn't, because it too says that like that.
When can she walk? Get out of here.
I'm a doctor, not a magician. All right, so then we cut to again, this is like shots from the trailer, right? She's in bed kind of healing up there, and she wakes up and she basically just checks herself out in the mirror, right?
You were right. It's a shiny nightgown, not a dress like I thought it was.
Yes, it's a shiny nightgown. And then she starts having a panic attack because then Melanie starts like speaking to herself, like in her like conscience, right? Like she's like, I'm here. This isn't your body.
Yeah. It was the first time that I realized I was going to hate this movie for the rest of the movie.
Yes.
I was like, oh no, they're going to do a voice in her head thing the whole time.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And it's not good. It's not good.
I wrote all the lines out here, a lot of the lines, and I did not differentiate because it doesn't matter. I'm just like, this body's mine. No, mine.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's actual dialogue from the movie.
Yes. And then we're in like a conference room, a little concrete alien conference room, right?
Yep.
Same
one from the trailer.
Yep, same from trailers. Talking to Saoirse Ronan in there, Melanie, and we just get all the exposition about Melanie Strider, who she is, where she came from. We learned that they do this thing where like early on they're doing like these flashback dream kind of sequency things where she's like visioning what her life was like before.
Yep.
And we find that she's got a brother, which wasn't in the trailer.
Yep.
And that her dad killed himself when the aliens came to go take them. So.
The first of many suicides.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. That is one of many.
Yeah, I like how, and by I mean, I hate how I'm imagining there's consistency in the book of some kind, but like,
I hope so.
Maybe not. But basically, as part of the exposition, she's also explaining aliens to herself, to like other aliens here. She's like, we don't change the world, we just experience it and perfect it. And you're like, that sounds like changing it.
Yeah. And also like, yeah, I know, I'm one of you.
Asinine.
And then we get all the plot exposition. Basically, we're going to use the body to get the memories to find where the resistance is. Then we just get like a walk and talk with herself, right? Yeah. And basically Melanie's telling Wanderer, being like, this is murder.
Yeah. Well, it's also, just not to dwell on it, but like they do a lot of assuming we know something. And it's like, which I hate, because it's like they dropped us into the movie halfway through. She's like, don't say it. Don't you say it. Don't you say it, while she's being interrogated. And she's like, oh, Jamie Strider, that's the brother. Like when they reveal the brother, it's like, it's made into like a big deal of like, don't you say it. Like I'd kill you if I could. Yeah. And you're like, none of this matters. And this happens 3 more times. She's like, don't say it. Don't say it. And she just says it. And you're like, cool, no consequences. Like, what? Yeah. Who cares? Like yeah. So mad. Sorry.
So then we're back to future alien apartment there, right? She's sleeping, right? Yep. And then, but this is like a dream. This is a dream sequence, right? So she's going to like a fridge somewhere, and then she gets attacked by some dude who ends up being Jared. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we find it's a dream, and it's stuff from a trailer, blah blah.
Well, when they meet, it's obnoxious. I hate it already. Yes. So he's holding a knife to her throat from behind. Yeah. They both suspect each other of being an alien. Mm-hmm. He flips her around and looks at her eyes and goes, impossible, you're human. And he just kisses her. Yeah. And you're like, what? And then understandably, she headbutts him. Yeah. What? And they're like, no, I'm human. He's like, I'm human too, don't worry. And she's like, you can't just kiss me. Like,
you don't just get to, like, what, creep?
Yeah. I was like, I haven't spoken to a human being in 2 years. She's like, guess you haven't been kissed in a while either. And you're like, yeah. I'm so mad.
Kissing booth.
And then he's like, oh, don't worry, I'll drive you to get your kid brother. And you're like, okay. And then she wakes up. Wanderer, soon to be Wanda.
Ugh, don't even.
She like, wakes up and like touches her lips, and she's like, oh. Ooh, like dream lips.
Yep. So then we get more dream sequence or memory sequences of her and Jared there just living the life on the prairie, right? Little house in the prairie with Jamie. Bunch of sappy stuff going on. They're talking on a couch, right? And they love each other, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we could skip that part.
Yeah.
It was the drawing bit that's like, she like draws from her dream. Gives that to the like, right. Wanderer is doing all the right things, which you would expect for an alien, of like helping her species.
Yeah. I guess that comes back because like she draws later on the location of the desert.
Well, she just draws like a
line.
It's like, oh look, that's obviously a skyline.
Yeah, clearly. It's like, what?
But yeah, God. So they do a lot of like living together at a campfire, and it's annoying. And They like the dialogue again is horrible. Like she's like, yeah, you haven't kissed me since that first night. And he's like, Melanie, you don't have to. And we could be the last ones. We could be the last man and woman on earth, but you still don't have to. And you're like, this is so gross.
It's so bad.
The plot of this is just icky. I feel gross.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I want to. When you touch me, I don't want you to stop. And this is when I wrote in my notes, this is the worst day of my life.
And then we get the seeker there snapping her out of her kind of dream state, right?
Oi,
wake up!
You haven't said anything for several minutes.
Yes. Where are you?
Like this is like way worse Twilight.
It's so bad. And then we get a quick shot of Jared watching some silver cars, right? And it cuts back to her, and we get some quick memories of William Hurt, right? Jeb there, Uncle Jeb. And then we see
and a little bit of foreshadowing, because this is when the seeker explains to Wanderer, like, humans aren't like other bodies you've inhabited before. Like, you got to be vigilant. Like,
they foreshadowed,
come back.
Yeah.
In your brain. And they'll fuck you in your brain. And she's like, okay, I think I can handle it.
And then we get the quick cut of, like, we flash back to the opening scene when she was running. She was actually saving her little brother, or her and her little brother were together, right? So we get
at the hotel.
He's still human, right? And then she's got, this is where she gets the flash vision of the desert and starts to draw the line of the skyline of mountains. And Melanie's like pops up. She's like, don't share that.
Destroy it.
And then we go into kind of like a mini montage. Yeah. We'll interrogate, like they're just extracting all the information that she's remembering. And that's pretty much it, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And then we're in like the New Orleans swampy area or something like this, right? And then Wanderer and Seeker just doing like a walk and chat, or Wanderer was just like walking around and Seeker was following her. And then
exactly. Yeah. Surprise.
And then Melanie, she has like kind of freaks out a bit, right? And then Seeker just like pepper sprays her.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. They do like, this is from the trailer also, where they do like, do you pity them, the humans? And she's like, I do. And then she's like, they're killing the planet. And you're like, whatever. She's like, by the way, your idea of Jared Howe really helped us out. She's like, what? And that's when she freaks out and basically like alien chloroforms her.
Yeah, a little spray of the face, little bat spray. There's you mentioned this. There's like a lot of moments in this movie that are just I think you said unintentionally funny.
Yes,
and this is one of those moments too.
Yes,
it's just kind of goofy, and you're like, what's going on right now?
There were a bunch of laugh alouds for me, for sure.
Yeah, there definitely was, and I don't think that was what they intended. So we're back at the alien apartment, right? And
they're giving a bunch more like exposition to her. They're like, your host appears too resistant. We're going to have to swap you out.
Yeah.
We need somebody else to search her memories. And she's like, wait, you mean you? And she's like, yep, gonna be me. And they're like, well, and then what'll happen to Melanie? And she's like, well, she'll be dead. And that's what she tried to do. So like, isn't that, we all win-win-win, baby?
It's a win-win situation here for us. Do you not understand how this works?
Yeah. And then they're like, there's so much stupid stuff where she's like, my healer has agreed to do this. And she's like, no, he transferred to Fort Worth. And you're like, oh, okay. Well, don't worry. We're going to stay outside your door tonight to protect you.
Yeah.
And that's when Melanie's like, I don't care if I die. I can't have her inside me.
Yeah. Let's escape. Let's get out of here. And she's like, how? Where are we going to get out of here? She's like, put the chair in front of the door. Oh my God. And she puts the chair in front of the door. She's like, no, turn it around. So like she just put it in front of the door, and then she like turned around. So it was like against
that's a good Terminator connection, I feel like, too, where they're like teaching the alien how to be humanish.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good one. Yeah. And then she's like, well, we got to get it. Let's escape. And she's like, where are we going to go? And she's like, right this way. And there's like a balcony with like a sliding windows.
Which like 100 feet up.
With a perfectly placed pool right under.
Which is not deep enough for how high they are.
You're totally hitting your noggin on the bottom of that pool.
Yeah.
And then we learn that, we also learn that Melanie can control her body, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. So she forces her out, and then she's like, I'm not jumping in. And she's like, yeah, you are. And then she just jumps in the pool. She dies. Movie's over.
I wish.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the seeker kicks in the door, and she's like, what? And then Wanderer / Melanie gets out of the pool and is like, goes up to some guy, and he's like, hey, like,
you all right?
You're not supposed to be here. Like, and he's like about to spray her,
Yeah.
And then she sprays him in the face.
Yeah, she does like a little reverse spray on him.
Oh, that was easy.
Okay. Moving on through this level.
Yep.
And then she goes out to the street and she does a little GTA carjacking this old guy.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. That one I was cracking up.
Excuse me, can I borrow your vehicle? And he's like, well, certainly. Can I be of assistance? She's like, no. And he's like, it's an extremely reliable model and the tank is full. And they like speed away. And you're like, what? And then Melanie's like, well, that was way easier than I thought it would be. She's like, well, we don't lie. We trust each other. You guys take the fun out of everything. Like some of the dialogue in this is just so maddening.
Yeah, it's
like it reminds me of Twilight. It's a very Twilight-ish.
Yes. Yeah. And it's just bad. So then we're in the desert car ride in the Volvo, very safe vehicle. And then we get flashes of her remembering Jared and her brother, right? She's driving. This is all from the trailer too.
Yeah, they're trying to find the healer. Well, at least Wanderer thinks they're trying to find the healer.
Yes.
Melanie is leading them to her family.
And then, we get all stuff in the trailer, like them making out in the rain. And this whole scene was just so goofy. It was so weird. Like they're in the car and they're having this back and forth. And Wanderer's like, oh, you tricked me, human, right? And then she like spins the car.
Yeah.
Like an action scene, like spins this like soccer mom, Volvo from the 80s, like spins in the middle of the road. Yes. It's like, we're going back. And Melly takes over and is like, nah, and just flips the car.
Which this was another.
Oh my God, why?
Another little goof. But when the car flips over, you can see the device that used to make
the push thing. Yeah, that pops it up.
Yeah, it's like very obviously on the bottom of the car. Sick. Great work, team.
Well done. So then the car flipped over. She gets out and she's like, will it still work? And she's like, no, no, you idiot. And then she's like, yeah, don't leave any tracks. Walk on the rocks. I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah. And she's like, well, it's my way or your way. And we both die either way. So like, who cares? I don't care about any of this.
What's happening?
Meanwhile, at the office.
Meanwhile, back at the alien office, Seeker's doing some mountain Google image searching.
Everyone just like sits on computers. I'm like, this is the perfect future? No, I don't want this.
Everyone's sitting out there at their Apple computers.
This is like my right now. Damn it.
And she's like mapping out the drawing to desert mountains. And then we cut to the desert walk.
Yeah. And Melanie's like, you got to save that water. We're going to need it. And Wanderer's like, I need it now. Oh my God. This is good. I hate this so much. My uncle has a cabin out here in the desert somewhere. Like, let's just walk into the sunset until we find it. And then they do a quick cut of like Seeker driving a fancy car around.
Yeah.
She finds the flipped over car. And you're like, oh no.
She's on the trail. Yep. And then we're still back in the desert here. More shots from the trailer. William Hurt finds Wanderer, right?
Uncle Jeb, you found us.
Yes, us. Interesting. And then he realizes she's been taken. Mm-hmm. And then we get Kyle coming in hot, right? He just wants to chop her head off.
Yeah, this was another laugh out loud. So funny.
I was like, this is ruthless.
Yeah, Kyle's like, it just rolls up and is about to machete her head off.
Everyone's like, whoa, easy, guy, Jesus.
And he's like, she's one of them. And he's like, she's also my niece.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Uncle Jeb.
And then Aunt May or whatever her name is, she comes over
Maggie.
and like, Maggie. She'll bring the entire army down on it, whatever. And then
slaps her in the face.
This is like one of the many times that Melanie gets just slapped in the face.
Yeah, it's very funny.
What is going on in this movie?
Yeah. And meanwhile, she in the voice in her head's like, I'm in here.
I'm in here.
Yeah. So then they just blindfold her and like take her hostage, basically.
Coming in hot with a machete. I love it. So then,
so funny. He's like, I'll take care of it.
I got this. Whoa, buddy. You're a little too excited to do this.
Yeah. And then, and also it doesn't even track with the internal logic of the movie because later on we find out that they're like doing experiments on
trying to
later. Yeah. Like taking them hostage anyway. So like they've been doing it for a month. He's not going to just machete this person's head off. This is another candidate to do the experiments on.
Take her prisoner and bring her back and do your experiment on.
So stupid.
Oh my God. So then we're at the old resistance cave here, right? So and it's like this really like kind of homecoming kind of music playing, it's really, here's the cave and here's where we're about to do, right? And then she comes to like the main cave area and she spots Jared and she's like, Jared, you're alive. he just backhands her.
It's so funny. And he slaps the shit out of her. And like, it seems like she's unconscious, but then she like opens her eyes, but then she's unconscious a second later. And you're like,
this poor girl's just gotten slapped like twice in like 2-minute scenes.
And the little brother's like, don't fuck her up.
It's like, what is this movie? Why is this happening? I don't know. It's so goofy and just stupid. But that is one of 3 or 4 people I think Jared just backhands in this movie.
Yeah, he does this a lot.
He does. He's a big
classic
backhand.
Max Irons.
Between butts.
Ripping butts and backhand and backhanding women.
Max Irons. Oh, God, Max Irons. No, it's just his character. Okay, and then we're in the desert here, and we got our main alien lady. She's they're just like, oh, we can't find her tracks because she walked on rock.
Yeah, they're like, well, the Wanderer is living up to her name, wandering around.
Get it? You see what I did there, guys?
Again, actual dialogue in the movie.
Did you see what I did there, guys? Yeah, we got it, Bob. Yeah, we saw what you did there. Yeah, good one.
And then they do it. Well, when we find her, we find the resistance from the trailer.
Yeah. All right. And then we're back in the resistance cave.
Yep.
And
she wakes up in her cave prison, and
yep.
I don't know, they're like addressing each other. Melanie? Wanderer? Fucking stupid.
And then there's like a quick cut to Our Lady just driving, right? And it cuts back to him. And then we got Jared just like sitting in the hallway outside of her little cave. By the way, these caves are very well
nice.
Yeah, really well done. I don't think that's
very
how they
Star Wars looking, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking.
It looks like it's like Tatooine. But
yeah, very much like the Tatooine huts there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jared's just hanging out, and then we get a bunch of the bros just show up. They're like, "We're going in there. We're gonna kill her." Like, again, this doesn't track with any of the logic once we later on. Like, why are these guys just like wanting to kill her?
Yeah, and I'm kind of glad. As much as I resent another Jared, I appreciate a good like just the most generic white boy names. They're like, oh, it's Jared and Kyle and Ian. Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Jared, Kyle, Ian, and Jamie.
Yeah. just name them all Mike.
Basically.
And there's another one. This is Jared hits another punch to the face there to Kyle there, whoever it was, right?
Yeah. Yep. So Jared picks the fight, and Ian tries to strangle her.
But this is so weird because like the way this was cut, I think she got up and she's like, "Oh, what's going on out there?" I think, right? Yes, and then all of a sudden they cut back and this guy's just like strangling her against a rock. I'm like,
he's like, "Wow!" Like it's like a Bart Simpson strangle. Like,
like what is going on? This poor girl's been slapped twice and now he's getting strangled.
Yeah.
And then William Hurt, Uncle Jeb there, he shows up and he's like, no, we're not strangling people. We don't do this.
He's got some good lines. I don't take kindly to my guests strangling each other. And then he goes on, he's like, this is a dictatorship.
Oh my God.
Like, and you're like, what is this movie?
Yeah. We took a vote. We need to kill her. I'm like, well, this is a dictatorship.
Yeah. There's no voting here.
Yeah. What do you
Boy.
Don't
make me William Hurt you.
See what I did there? Do you see what I did there?
Yeah, that's half the script of this movie.
Oh my God. And then we cut back to the desert, right? And we're back with the Seeker. And there's like this random shot of just like a dead animal's bones. Like,
yeah. And all the other people with her, like, I think we're looking for a body at this point. Like, there's no way she survived.
Yeah.
And then Seeker, again, actual dialogue from the movie. From my experience, this host has trouble dying. For fuck's sake.
So then, shot from the trailer, we get the bros up there watching via binoculars, right?
Like, apparently, Kyle's mad that Jared hit him. Still, you're like, fair enough.
Right.
And then Ian's like, no one's ever sorry for hitting my brother. And you're like, wait, you were strangling her. Are you a good character?
Yeah, like
I'm confused.
I don't know what's happening. So then we're back at the Resistance cave prison here, right? And we got Melanie. This whole interaction was weird too.
Yeah, there's like a weird glory hole in the ceiling.
Yeah, and the brother's like talking to her through that.
Hey, sister.
We all float down here. And they're like talking, and then the bros show up again. They're like, nah, bro, get out of here. Don't talk to her. It's it, you know?
Yeah, well, also, but like some of the dialogue they have is funny. Like, he's like, I want to know what happened to my sister that night. Like in her head, Melanie's like, he deserves to know. Wanderer then is like, to protect you, and Jared, she tried to take her own life.
No, she did.
Yeah. Well, she did a good job.
She actually did a good job.
She should have died. Not a bone, barely not a bone unbroken.
Bone, not a bone, not even close to being broken. Wait, they all were broken.
Yeah, and then they do like basically they come back and they're arguing about whether or not she's trustworthy. They're like, I don't trust her.
Yeah.
And they're like, she's the furthest thing from a seeker I've ever seen.
Like,
fuck this. I hate it.
This is so stupid. What is happening?
And he's like, well, it's not human, so we don't have to be nice to it. And she's like, so that just means we stop acting human.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right. Now we're back in the desert, right? And Seeker is holding on to sand, or I don't know what she's doing. She gets a phone call.
Basically, she's like, well, it's a big planet. I'll find her someday. And you're like,
it's like,
how?
And
she's definitely still in the radius. Like,
yeah. Like, she was on foot, you dummy. Like,
yes.
She's probably
it's a big
dead.
Planet. No, it's not. She's in Reno. Like, it's like, you're like,
oh my God. So then we're back at the cave here, and we kind of cut back and forth between the cave and the desert, I think, here, right? And then we basically get William Hurt there, Uncle Jeb, just giving Wanderer a tour of the cave and like all this exposition about all like their resistance and all the things that they have, like just spilling the beans here.
Well, and then he goes, can I shorten your name?
Oh,
can I call you Wanda?
Oh my God. Like,
I hate this so much.
And it was just like cardboard talking to cardboard. You know, Wanderer is too long. Can I shorten it to I don't know, Wanda?
In the accent he's doing, he's like saying like Wanderer anyway. And you're like, yeah, it's basically Wanda. Like,
it's really not that
almost
long.
the same amount of syllables.
Yeah, it's really not that. You can just call her Wanderer.
I hate it.
Oh my God. So then, he's basically still telling her all the secrets. We go, all right, well, here we go. And then here's water that will kill you.
Well, it's volcano water, and that's how we get power. And you're like, excuse me?
and then meanwhile, we're cutting between all the bros loading up the the Mercedes looking trucks from like Indiana Jones there, right? And they're gonna go on a run or something, right?
Y'all got your shades. Make sure you wear them. You're like, presumably they've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, like you don't have to tell us, man. And then we cut back to Wanda taking a bath because and then all right,
and William Hurt going, "You feel human again? Bad joke."
William, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, I'm not dignifying this with a.
Oh my God. So then we're back in the desert. We get a quick shot of the Seeker in a silver helicopter, right?
Yeah. Where presumably $10 million went to just helicopter rides, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Like straight out of like a old James Bond movie. I'll find her. Skeletor. And then we're back in the Resistance Cave, right? And he's still just showing her more of all the secrets. Hey, here's our grain farm, and
look, wheat.
Wheat. What did you say? Wheat. and
then like the music sucks in this movie too. It's like very weirdly dramatic at times, and like, I don't know. And this is one of those moments where it gets like weirdly dramatic, and they're like, wait, but how do you get light down here? And they're like, same way magicians do, mirrors. You're like, what? What is this movie?
Yeah, and I was like, also at this point, I was killing me because I was like, William Hurt, and he's just like rambling. I was like, I don't even know what he's talking about now.
No, and Walker doesn't know what magicians are. Like, doesn't know anything about human culture.
He's doing like this kind of rough Southern Western kind of accent, like he's like cowboy. Like what? He's just rambling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
And basically, Melanie is like, meanwhile, like in her head, like, wow, they all said Jeb was crazy, but like he's a
genius. He's a genius.
He's a genius. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so then, this is when that's when Jeb starts questioning her about it, and that's when Wanderer realizes that he's a genius. She's like, when you take us over, like, do we still exist? Are we trapped in there? And she's like, she's like, yeah, just don't, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Just don't acknowledge it. It's fine. And then we find out that apparently Jamie has been following them in the wheat. He just like pops up
in the wheat.
He's like, hey,
hey guys, we all float down here.
Yeah. And the helicopters arrive.
Yeah, and then we get helicopters, and then they have to close the mirrors in, right? So they go to the cranks, and this comes back a little bit later too, right? And they're just cranking to close the mirrors so they can't see him.
Yep, and the Wanderer helps, which they make sure you get a good camera view of everyone acknowledging they're helping.
Oh, look at she's helping. Okay,
wow, she must be slightly human. Okay, sick.
All right. And then, so they do that. And then William Hurt gives the little kid the shotgun. I was like, hey, why don't you watch her for a little bit? I was like, what is
you take
this?
over for guard duty, boy.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Aunt May comes over and she's like, would you give a boy a loading gun? And he's like, I didn't. And he's got the 2 shells in his hand. They do. I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is happening?
It doesn't come back.
Like, yeah, like what? None of this. Why is this conversation happening? Cut it.
Yeah, just cut it.
Cut it.
And then, meanwhile, with the Seeker, they're like setting up a blockade somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. For what? Like,
do you know something?
No. Then we cut to Jamie.
Night cave, right?
Yeah, and he's like, I miss outside. I'll take you to an outside like place.
Yeah.
And he brings her to this cave with like all little glowing lights around. He's like, what? She's like, what stars are these? He's like, they're glowworms, dummy.
Yeah, I was like, what? He did say they're glowworms, right?
Yeah. He's like, you got to be quiet or they'll stop glowing. And then he claps to demonstrate it. And you're like, okay.
Okay.
And then they do a bunch of like, Wanda, like they make sure you reiterate and say Wanda 100 times, and Jamie does that.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. Like he just called her. I was like, why is he calling her Wanda? No one,
because he was eavesdropping.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Because that's when he's like, I overheard what Jeb was saying. Like Melanie might be alive inside you. Does it happen? Does that happen? And then Melanie's like, forget it. Yeah, I guess just tell him. Whatever. At this point, and then instead of telling him, Wanda goes, she promised she'd come back, right? Has Melanie ever broken a promise to you? Which is the most roundabout way of telling him.
Oh my God.
And somehow he gets it and he's like, oh, I'm glad Melanie's there. And she's like, yeah, she's happy you're alive and safe. And he's like, is everybody like that? And she's like, no, not like Melanie. She's special, very strong. She wanted to keep her promise and she couldn't have kept her promise if you didn't help her. So
I hate this movie so much.
I hate it so much. And they agree to keep it a secret between the two of them.
Yeah. And then we cut to, meanwhile, the bros are at store. Yeah. Just call it what it is. IKEA.
Yeah. They roll up to, it's like IKEA with groceries. Like, yeah. Like they show us the outside of this giant warehouse and it just says in like huge bold font store. And then an alien cop rolls up. He's like, oh, what seems to be going on here, fellas? And then Jared does a famous Jared backhand.
Yep.
Smacks him unconscious.
The guy just drops like a bag of potatoes too. I was like, Jesus.
And they just like load him up in the back.
Yep.
And then they're like, all right, no racing, guys. Like, let's get home safe.
Let's get home safe. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think that's gonna be it for this part, the first part here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we gotta. There's no racing. Are they gonna race? Are they gonna go over the speed limit and get caught? Spoilers.
Maybe. Are they gonna do something about the body thing with Melanie and I don't know, Wanda?
Yeah.
Are they gonna keep calling her Wanda?
Because that's really not a good name. Yeah.
Does Jamie live?
Does Max Irons backhand more people while ripping butts?
Good question.
Great question there, alien. I got an answer for you. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of part 1. So thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back on Thursday with part 2. Meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. We're ITMT Pod on Twitter. Subscribe wherever you're listening. And if you have friends, share it. If you don't have friends, like we say, email us. We're your friends.
Yeah, exactly. You can drop us a review. That would be a nice favor that you could do for us. On Apple, Spotify, comment on YouTube. We're on YouTube now too.
Yeah.
If you're like Russ mentioned, if you're feeling old fashioned, send us an email, classic style. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. We'll read them in trailer trash.
Do it.
Or you can go to the website, find all our old episodes, 200 episodes, so much content, info about me and Russ and the crew. About Russ's birthday, probably. I don't know.
Probably something, maybe.
Yeah, lots of weird stuff on the website. Check it out. It's thismeetsthat.com.